Back in the book segment tonight, the dumbest things of the week. All right, Gutfeld's chosen a interesting little deal on CNN where they brought in a shrink to analyze talk radio people. Roll the tape.
Psychiatrist Gail Salt says Limbaugh's style appeals to those who feel they have no voice.
He's essentially kind of operating like the bully. And if you're on the playground, do you want to be the bully's, under the bully's wing and go along with him and get, therefore, some power by proxy too? Or do you want to be, like, left out alone on the playground where, who knows who's going to take you out?
All right, so why is that stupid, Gutfeld?
Well, when I was in college, I was told by all my friends, never date a psych major. Well, CNN is the news network version of a psych major. They never deal with anything of serious value. Now they analyze Saturday Night Live skits and talk radio, and they're using the only mechanism the left has to explain the popularity of the right. We're all crazy. And that gets them out of actually debating a topic, rather than wondering if the town halls are raising any coherent points. They're just saying these people are all nuts. They need to see a psychologist. It's actually great for networks like Fox because CNN is insulting millions of people.
Well, it's interesting that they would just bring in one person without an opposing point of view. That's what makes it dumb.
Yeah.
I don't mind the story. See, talk radio is provocative enough, Huddy, and they get juices flowing, that if you want to say, okay, these guys are street yard bullies, they used to hit about me all the time. All right, get that person in, but then get another person and say, wait, that's not what's going on here.
You got to be fair and balanced.
Yeah, that's what we do, but they don't seem to get that concept over there at CNN.
They're fair and
not.
unbalanced.
Right.
Tuesday, MSNBC showed video of a man carrying a semi-automatic rifle and a pistol outside the building where President Obama was giving a speech in Phoenix. Arizona is an open carry state, meaning having a legal firearm in the open is permitted. But anchor Contessa Brewer injected race into the story, saying,
and here you have a man of color in the presidency and white people showing up with guns strapped to their waist.
Which then sparked a discussion about possible danger to President Obama. The video was edited in a way in which you can't see the whole picture. Well, the truth is, the man featured there with the weapons was African American, not white. No one on air ever pointed that out. MSNBC never got back to us, but told Politico Brewer was speaking generally and not about that specific person with the automatic weapon.
Here's what I didn't like. Sean Hannity is no fan of Barack Obama, and he's perfectly entitled to bash him night after night. But here's how the Fox News host analyzed Obama's recent speech in Ohio.
Now, the president did have a rare moment of honesty during his speech, and I hope voters around the country are watching this.
Taxes are scheduled to go up substantially next year for everybody.
All right, that's right. I know the anointed one will make sure that happens.
But just a second, here's a little bit more of what Obama said.
Under the tax plan passed by the last administration, taxes are scheduled to go up substantially next year for everybody. By the way, this was by design.
So Hannity's careful editing just happens to leave out Obama's explanation that the Bush administration had arranged for the tax cuts to expire in 2010, not to mention that Obama wants to extend the tax cuts for 98% of Americans while ending them for the wealthiest taxpayers. Isn't that kind of editing, deceptive? A tip of the hat to The Daily Show for catching that one.